Ottawa, no Morgan Riley, no wins in 4 games and no idea when this trend of late-game blown leads will end. To that, Mike Babcock deleted Mitch Marner from his regular line down to the 4th and declared no fun at the end of practice, kicking his team off the ice rather than the usual horsing around after the coaching staff leaves. That was the subdued scene as the Maple Leafs pulled into the nation's capital, but a win on Saturday night against the Senators could lift the pall in a hurry. Still ringing in the ears of the Leafs as they arrived at the Canadian Tire Centre was the Philadelphia goal horn on Sean Couturier's 3-on-3 overtime winner after Auston Matthews and William Nylander missed at one end and Nylander and Jake Gardiner messed up coming back. Then there were those choice words aimed at the larger group by Frederik Andersen, the NHL's busiest goaltender, growing tired of seeing his hard work wasted and lowering the boom by questioning of attitude, commitment, and effort by some unnamed players. No one could blame the Dane for speaking his mind. He doesn't say much, but when he says something, people listen up, said center Auston Matthews. He's absolutely within his right to be upset because we've left him out to dry too many times over this course of games. We need to be better for one another, we need to be better for him. While Babcock said he'd prefer Andersen have kept his lecture in the confines of the dressing room, he hoped it would have the desired effect. 4 straight is already a high and too close to the Babcock-era high of 6 consecutive defeats from his first year when such lulls were expected. It's one thing when I say it, it's a whole other thing when a good player on your team says it, Babcock reasoned. I just as soon, Andersen, come grab the coach, grab the staff, grab everybody, shut the door and we do it in-house. But I was all for anybody taking the initiative. I think adversity is an unbelievable thing in life for springboards for opportunity. Babcock would like to have Riley in his corner, too, come Saturday, but an awkward landing on his arm late in the second period was too sore to try at practice. We'll know tomorrow, Babcock said. We gave him the day off and we'll see how he feels. Riley's absence would further muck up the defense, which is already missing one front-liner in Nikita Zaitsev for another week and possibly until after the All-Star break. Meanwhile, Gardiner came out to face the music Friday after he and Nylander misplayed that 2-on-2. Nylander, who'd lingered to try and help Matthews, was late getting back and joined Gardiner in shadowing Flyers' Travis Konechny. Gardiner didn't peel off to cover a wide-open Couturier, who beat Andersen. You try and move on, but in this instance, we did talk about it for an extended time, just to figure out what's going on and try out and close out games, Gardiner said. It's all situational. It depends who they have on the ice. I probably should have held position on Couturier, but the night before, facing a 2-on-1 against the St. Louis Blues, they wanted me to go, after game-winning shooter Vince Dunn. It's something I need to get better at. Everyone's frustrated, but at the same time, it's because we all want to win and get better. Sometimes that's what it takes, to get upset. While Nylander had been put on the 4th line briefly against the Flyers, that's where Marner was sent Friday alongside Frederick Gauthier and Matt Martin. Connor Brown, with breakaway goals the past 2 games, was rewarded with third-line time for the present anyway. If Brown can help protect third-period leads with Tyler Bozak and James Van Riemsdyk, he's all for the change. You don't want rattled composure to get in your own head and think that it's a consistent thing, because it's not. Brown said, we've been on the other side of finding ways to win games. Today is about possession and shots and everything, but it comes down to that ability to win hockey games. As much as we haven't been able to get things done, we're putting ourselves in good position, game in and game out. We know there are some things we have to tighten up. It's time we get clicking. L. Hornby at postmedia.com